What's going on, world? Welcome back to another TYSK report. I don't want to waste your time, so let's go ahead and dive right into our first article. Generative Quantum AI Framework has launched. Quantum computing company Quantinuum has launched its Generative Quantum AI Gen QAI framework, a new approach to quantum-powered artificial intelligence, unlocking commercial applications in industries including pharmaceuticals, financial modeling, and supply chain management. Quantinuum's approach uses its H2 quantum computer to generate data to train AI models to improve the accuracy and problem-solving capacity of AI, pushing the boundaries of what is computationally possible. CEO Hazra plans to discuss Gen QAI as part of an expert panel at the opening ceremony for the UN's International Year of Quantum. While standalone quantum computing is some years away, Quantinuum's new technology could bring real-world applications closer, as demonstrated by a partnership with healthcare multinational Merck. The generation of meaningful synthetic data, specifically when you do not have many training data, is non-trivial, and we see it as a new era of AI unlocked by quantum technologies, said Merck Healthcare Innovation Incubator lead Thomas Emer. So as much as we hear about quantum computing and how it doesn't have the capabilities yet to solve real-world problems, I think Quantinuum's H2 technology is going to give quantum computing that boost that it needs to begin to see the quantum computing systems being utilized, bringing the ability to solve a lot of different problems that are currently here in the world today. So with this technology being here, we shall see what happens next with it, and if any other news arises, I'll make sure to keep you updated. In the next article we have, two space startups have merged to create the next generation of telescopes. Our Sky and PlanWave are merging to create a new company called Observable Space. Our Sky founder Dan Rolker and PlanWave founder Richard Hedrick say this will make the telescopes easier to use, and they also believe the tighter integration will open up new markets, especially as they leverage their position as the only US-based telescope manufacturer. They already count NASA, the US Space Force, and Georgia State University Center for High Angular Resolution Astronomy as customers. As the cost to get to orbit shrinks, more companies are sending things to space, Roker said. That means there is an increased demand for the ability to locate and track objects orbiting the Earth, communicate with spacecraft, and enable defense and intelligence applications. Observable Space can play a key player in that new economy, according to Mislav Tusklek, managing partner at dual-use venture fund Marlin Spike. Every day you're relying on space, Tusklek said in an interview. If you take out GPS constellations, we're in trouble economically. It's a big deal. A lot of systems stop functioning, and guess what? The future is going to be even more dependent on that infrastructure. So that's some news related to space and telescopes, and it's not too often that we hear about telescopes and their use cases and how important they are when it comes to its connection to space. And as stated in that article, it's going to be able to be utilized to track things that are orbiting the Earth, which is what a lot of these space companies are going to need as more and more things are being launched out into the orbit outside of Earth. Also, thinking about the previous article and this one, I could see Quantinuum's technology being utilized to speed things up to not only make these telescopes better, but give them optimal power to be utilized to not only see things out in orbit, but look in different places into space where they might not have looked before. So as this new company, Observable Space, begins to put in work and these two teams begin to build more telescopes and make them better, we shall see what happens next with this company and the many benefits that this company is going to bring to those space companies. Let's move on to the next article talking about drones. DroneDeploy secures nationwide BVLOS approval. DroneDeploy last week announced nationwide approval for Beyond Visual Line of Sight, or BVLOS, inspection operations for critical infrastructure. The U.S. Federal Aviation Administration's waiver enables the company's customers to legally and remotely deploy and monitor autonomous drones. More than 80% of the top 50 U.S. general contractors use DroneDeploy's platform, it said. DroneDeploy said its platform integrates with critical infrastructure projects, providing construction managers and project developers with clear, actionable visibility and efficiency. The company's BVLOS approval enables drone operations across large construction sites, capturing detailed imagery and generating accurate insights with minimal human intervention. The company has incorporated several safety features to ensure secure and efficient drone flights. Some of those features include collision avoidance, compass calibration, pre-flight checklists, in-flight site safety precautions, GPS and home point, terrain awareness, and signal maintenance. DroneDeploy said the nationwide BVLOS approval secured in partnership with Argent Tech Solutions marks a critical milestone in its mission to transform infrastructure monitoring. By combining autonomous drones with AI-powered analysis, the company said it can address the most demanding data center construction challenges. So that's some news related to drones and outside of the typical news that I bring to you related to drones and delivery. But with this DroneDeploy technology, it had me wondering and thinking about what this type of technology or something similar to it could be utilized for. So just think about how Utah and New Jersey approved for drones to fly above the heads of people walking and also cars, with them being able to launch them and be autonomous. I'm starting to think about if those drones are going to be utilized to not only monitor buildings or construction sites, but also people. So that just popped out to me when I was reading this article, and I was thinking beyond where it is now, because as we know, when it comes to technology in its beginning stages, it's used for one thing, but as it progresses and gets better, it can be taken and be utilized for multiple use cases. So we shall see if that's going to play out, if this type of technology or something similar to it is going to be utilized to monitor people. And if any news arises related to that topic, I will make sure to bring it to you right away. Let's move on to that next article talking about artificial intelligence and soft skills. Code Signal wants you to practice soft skills with its AI-powered guide. Tech assessment platform Code Signal launched a soft skill courses on its platform recently to practice different professional skills and work-life scenarios. The company thinks that historically only the top brass of different organizations could afford to hire an expensive executive coach to skill up in areas of leadership and communication. Using different AI models, Code Signal has created a practice and learning stack to make the skills and knowledge of a coach available to the masses. Code Signal has launched more than 100 courses on its platform with topics covering areas like effectively running one-on-one meetings, strategic leadership assessment, behavioral profile assessment, sales skills assessment, and improving public speaking. Users can select any of these courses or ask the AI assistant to find them and start practicing different scenarios based on the description. You can use voice to talk to the AI character in the simulation. The company has developed its own voice stack for this instead of using an off-the-shelf solution like 11 Labs' conversational agent platform, as it thought developing the solution in-house will save costs long-term. Once your conversation is over, the AI assistant gives you tips about your chat and helps you with areas of improvement. Each time you ask for the help of the assistant to give you feedback, you lose an energy bar from an energy meter. Free users, which represent 90% of the chunk, get only a limited energy bar per day. Users can unlock unlimited chat with the AI assistant by paying a fee of $24.99. So this seems like very interesting technology. I'm curious to see who's going to use it, how effective it's going to be, because when I think about soft skills, I think about interactions with people in real life and how that face-to-face interaction gives you the experience to learn from that person, not only what they're saying, but what they're doing and their nonverbal actions and responses to the things that you say. So as we're going into a technological world, maybe this type of platform is going to be utilized even more, where companies might begin to lean on something like this when it comes to looking for people that have the skill sets they're looking for the position that they're hiring for. So I plan to look into this myself and see if there will be an opportunity for me to record myself using this, and then that way I could bring it to you guys so you can see it firsthand. So I'll make sure to get back to you on that, and hopefully I'll be able to use it. But in the meantime, if you're looking to explore something like this, I'll make sure to include the link in the description box so you can check it out yourself as well. Let's move on to that next article. Modern synthesis is making compostable materials that last a lifetime. Jen Kian's claim to fame is that she grew a shoe using bacteria, coaxing the microbes to deposit their nanocellulose materials in the shape of a sneaker. But she's kind of over that. Modern synthesis still uses bacteria to grow nanocellulose fibers, but then it harvests and processes them to create a range of different materials. The new approach is more like weaving cotton into denim for jeans. Kian stated that you want your materials to last a lifetime or maybe two, like 100 years. You don't want them sticking around for thousands, which is what most of the synthetic materials will do. Because the basic building block of the startup's textiles is cellulose, what's left after they've decomposed is similar to what's found on a forest floor. Modern synthesis buys its nanocellulose from existing producers, which already make the stuff in large quantities quantities for a range of applications from food additives to medical implants. The startup then processes the nanocellulose to create different materials. Though sneakers, clothing, and handbags are likely applications for modern synthesis materials, Kian is also looking into more sci-fi uses like smart textiles with embedded electronics and more prosaic ones like car dashboards. So as the world is looking to go more green and bring in more green solutions, this company Modern Synthesis could be at the forefront of not only creating our next pair of jeans or our next pair of sneakers, but also this material could get to a point where it could be utilized to create the dashboard in our cars, or even having some type of way to embed electronic technology into the clothing that we wear every single day. And who knows, maybe one day we could see tags where it says 100% cotton, but it's made by this company, Modern Synthesis. So if any other news arises related to this company and other green solutions, I'll make sure to keep you updated. In the next article, let's talk about Amazon. Amazon continues renewable energy spree with 476 megawatt purchase. Renewables notched another win as Amazon signed contracts to buy 476 megawatts of wind and solar on the Iberian Peninsula. The power purchase agreements with multinational utility Iberdrola should help Amazon feed new data centers it has planned in the region. Last May, the company said it would invest $17 billion in infrastructure projects, including data centers in Spain. One of the projects that Amazon is buying into is the Tamega wind farm and is being built alongside a massive hydroelectric dam system in Portugal. The complex consists of a total of 3 dams, one of which is an 880 megawatt pump storage dam. The 274 megawatts of wind turbines being installed at Tamega will feed power to the grid through the hydro complex's existing connection, and when there's excess, it can be used to pump water to the upper reservoir. Such hybrid installations ensure power can be fed to the grid consistently from otherwise intermittent renewable resources like wind and solar. So these big companies continue to invest into energy that is going to be needed to power their data centers and their ambitions for dominance within this technological and AI revolution that we're in right now. Also, with this article, I'm starting to think that Amazon could be ahead of the likes of Microsoft or other companies that are also moving into renewable energy, but they are putting billions of dollars into nuclear, which is not going to be here in the near term. So as time moves along, we shall see what happens next. For some reason, I'm thinking all of these companies at some point are going to lean on fossil fuels for a short amount of time to give them the energy they need for their data centers, as they make sure all their renewable energy is in place to take on that demand that data centers will bring. And since we're talking about energy, let's go ahead and talk about solar in South Carolina. The US's largest solar cell factory is now online in South Carolina. ES Foundry will become the largest producer of crystalline silicone solar cells in the US with the launch of its new factory in South Carolina. The factory is expected to reach a shipment capacity of 3 gigawatts by Q3 2025, positioning ES Foundry to become a cornerstone of the domestic solar supply chain. Its more than 400,000 square foot factory is on track to employ around 500 local workers by June 2025. The company announced in mid-January that it had secured its first multi-gigawatt multi-year contract with a top-tier solar module manufacturer. ES Foundry's domestically produced solar cells enable its partners to unlock additional investment tax credit ITC benefits for domestic content. ES Foundry's solar cell factory will play a key role in helping South Carolina, a state that Donald Trump won handily in the presidential election, realize the cumulative $19 billion economic impact projected for the solar industry by 2035. But according to Trump's executive order that was issued on January 20th, solar isn't even defined as an energy resource. So with that article, I'm thinking that even though Trump is focused on the drill baby drill phrase or statement, and he's not big on a lot of the decisions that Biden made within his presidency, personally, I don't believe that he is going to prevent ES Foundry from moving forward, because for some reason, I think all of this energy is going to be needed, not only fossil fuels, but also solar energy and wind energy and hydro energy and any energy that they could utilize to make sure that this country has the power that it needs to not only power those data centers, but everything else that relies on energy here in the US. Also, Trump loves being first. So if this energy is going to be an asset to make sure that America is first in this technology race, I believe his administration is going to not only keep companies like like this around, but even help them expand to produce as much energy as they can. So that's just some of the latest news when it comes to the world of technology. I hope you enjoyed the video, and to continue to stay informed, of course, like the video, subscribe, and then check out these two videos right here and stay tuned for the next video.